The biggest miss, to my mind, was on tariff. They went underreported, and when they were reported, no one believed he would do it, even though Trump talked about it all the time. You would not have been surprised about the tariffs if you were a regular viewer of this program.
This isn't about blaming China or praising them. It's just about recognizing what they're doing and understanding the effects. First, China directs large amounts of government funding, subsidies, into key industries like steel, solar panels, electric vehicles, and semiconductors. When a company receives that kind of direct support, it can afford to sell products below market cost, sometimes even below production cost. The result? Foreign competitors often struggle to survive, and entire industries in other countries shrink or disappear. We saw this clearly in the steel industry. Starting in the early 2000s, China poured money into its steel sector, offering free land, tax breaks, cheap energy, and low-interest loans. That allowed Chinese producers to flood the global market with steel at prices American and European mills simply couldn't match. Over 100,000 U.S. steelworkers lost their jobs, and many domestic mills shut down entirely. Meanwhile, China grew to produce over half of the world's steel. The strategy wasn't to make profit immediately. It was to eliminate competition and control the supply chain long-term. That's also where tariffs come into play. They're not just about raising prices. They're about leveling the field when another country is using government money to gain an unfair advantage. In the case of steel, tariffs were used to slow down the flood of underpriced imports and give American mills a chance to breathe, recover, and rebuild. The goal isn't to punish, it's to protect the ability to make essential goods at home and to restore the jobs that were lost when foreign dumping took over the market. This is often called dumping, but regardless of the label, the outcome is simple: lower prices in the short term and market control in the long run. China also has the advantage of a centralized system. When it decides to invest in an industry or scale up production, it happens quickly, without delay. Whether it's pivoting to green tech or expanding manufacturing, the turnaround time is fast. That kind of speed can reshape global markets. At the same time, China's Belt and Road Initiative has extended its economic reach across the globe, funding ports, roads, and power plants in over 100 countries. The result? Long-term trade routes, expanded influence, and access to new markets. For years, China also maintained a weaker currency to make its exports more affordable around the world. That meant other countries' goods became relatively more expensive. Again, not assigning a value judgment, just observing that it tilted global trade in China's favor. So what does all this mean? It means global competition isn't always based on price or quality alone. Sometimes it's shaped by national strategy. And when one country plays that way, others have to decide whether to adapt, respond, or stay the course. This isn't about what's right or wrong. It's about understanding how the system works and what the long-term effects can be on jobs, industries, and economic independence. If we ignore the strategy, we misunderstand the outcome. So when we ask why tariffs were used or why certain industries matter, it's not about politics. It's about recognizing the pattern. China played the long game. They took the steel industry. Tariffs came next. And if we don't understand the strategy, we'll keep missing the lesson. This was No Label. Until next time.